Hey y'all, it's Summer again from HammonsNest.com, and I have a really cool project I'm going to share with you today. I'm going to repurpose a vintage shutter and some canvas, and I'm going to make an entryway piece, mail organizer. Are you ready to see it? Let's go. The first thing I did was I took an ordinary canvas drop cloth and I'm measuring really just two rectangles that I'm going to glue together to create a little pouch. I'm going to do this twice, and so I'm going to cut out my fabric here. And then we're going to fast forward and you'll see that I have two rectangles cut out that are double layers. And then I'm going to take my fabric sticks, my Sure Bonder fabric glue, and I'm just going to glue the edges together. Now what you see me gluing here right now is the inside of the pouches. In just a second, I'm going to flip them inside out and you'll see what I mean. That's just to kind of create that seam. But because I'm going to be screwing these into that beautiful shutter, I went ahead and did a little lip on the top just to make it a little bit stronger for any kind of weight we might put on here with mail and such. It's just an extra measure. You might not even need to do that. So you see what I'm doing here? That's the outside. Now we're going to flip them inside out, and I've got two pouches. Now let's pull that shutter back out and let me show you how I attached these pouches and what we're going to do. Now I do have a couple really beautiful vintage elements, little extras that I want to add to this entryway piece. I have a vintage mirror that I turned into a chalkboard and then a little molding on top. So I'm kind of laying it all out, figuring out what I want to do. Next, I want to screw in my canvas. So I picked pocket hole screws so that I wouldn't have to drill any pilot holes. They have a beautiful bronze color to them, so they're decorative. And wait till you see how cute they look. So we're just going to start popping in some screws. If you want to give this something similar to this a try, really all the measurements and everything will definitely vary by which kind of shutter you might be working with. So I just wanted to give you this idea because I'm loving this in my own entryway so far. So the way my shutter was designed, it had a very strong piece of wood going through the center and then the edges. So that's where I'm concentrating my screws. And I think it looks really good, like I said, because they are decorative screws. Once those are all in, the next, I found these little library catalog labels on Amazon, and I'm just hot gluing those in place. We'll make labels for them here in a minute. And so all I did, I was just put a little hot glue along the edges, and it stuck great to the front of the canvas. Once I get all those in place, I'm actually going to take the same kind of screws that I use to screw in my canvas pouches, and I'm going to attach my molding and my mirror. So I'm just screwing these down until they're just sticking out enough. I have some rope on the back of these pieces and they're just hanging on there. So removable, I can take down the chalkboard, change it out to say whatever I want. It's really great. Lastly, I have these little hooks lying around and I thought, I'm going to want to put some extra sets of keys because, who doesn't have an extra set of vehicle keys or whatnot and house keys. So I'm just taking some little finishing nails and knocking these. I think I got these little hooks at Hobby Lobby down the aisle where you would find all the knobs and everything. And they're just very simple, but I didn't really want it to take away from all the other things that were going on design-wise with this, so I think they're perfect. So making sure those are in there, they look pretty secure. And then I'm gonna move on to those little labels. I just took my little, which I featured these before, my little alphabet stamp, some black ink, and some white cardstock. I cut 4 labels to size what would fit in those little library catalog labels, and I'm just doing some custom labels. Now this could change depending on what you want. I decided to make one for outgoing mail, for recent mail, for events like invitations and such, and then anything important or urgent that needed attention. Now I'm just going to pop those in, and that is it. I absolutely adore the vintage and handmade charm that this piece has, and I'm going to enjoy it for many years to come, I imagine. Well, thanks for seeing it come together, and I hope you'll come back very soon for more crafty ideas. Bye, y'all.